it's not doing what I want. Hi, friends. I'm back. Didn't think you were gonna see me this soon, huh? I'm here with another video, and today we're gonna talk about my worst tattoo artist experience. I have a lot of tattoos. I would say like, maybe, I mean, a lot is subjective, but I think I'm on the upwards of like 50 tattoos or something now, so I have had some experiences with some really good artists, and I've also had experiences with really bad artists. Today I'm going to talk about one of my not so great experiences with an artist that I had not in my hometown, in another city that I was in at the time. When I was 20 something, I wanted to get a tattoo. Now at that point I didn't have near as many as I do now, but I was still really interested in being like a little bit heavily covered, so I was like, you know what, I got this spot on my body that I want to cover, and obviously for purposes of not being a total jerk and like calling this person out on the internet, I'm not going to tell you which tattoo it is, and I'm not going to tell you who the artist was, just because like I don't want to ruin her reputation. But anyways, I messaged her on Instagram because someone was like, look at this artist's work, she does really good stuff, and she was in the city that I was in, so I was like, okay, cool, like let's talk to her. So I started talking to her, and I was like, I'm thinking of getting this piece on my body, and she's like, oh my gosh, like I love it, it's neo-traditional. And I was like, well, as you can see, like that's the only style I get really, is like the neo-traditional kind of like colorful, big, blocky, whatever. And she's like, oh, like I love doing that stuff, like I've had a few clients who wanted that, and I'm just like, I love it. And I was like, awesome, like that's a really good start. I sent her a picture of what I want, and she's like, nope, that looks awesome, like let's do it, like I'm totally stoked. And she's like, we might have to make some changes on the day of just because it might not fit the spot that you want. And I was like, cool, whatever you do. Like I usually let my artists like have like some like creative space, like if they want to do like something certain that like I maybe wouldn't have chosen, I usually just let them, because I am not artistic, I don't know how to draw, I don't do that. I just kind of like let them do that. So I get there, and this was pre-COVID time, so I was able to film it, and I did. It's not on YouTube, but I did. And she was like, let's do this, and I was like, let's do it. So it was on a part where I couldn't really see, like I couldn't watch her do it, like it wasn't like on my hand, right, like where I could like see it happen, so I couldn't really see her put the stencil on. She kind of like tried to show me in a mirror, and I was like, okay, like looks fine to me if you think it looks fine. She does it, and like halfway through I was like, so like how long have you been tattooing? She's like, oh, I've been tattooing for like a really long time. And I was like, that's really great. And then I was like, so like do you do a lot of like neo-traditional stuff? And she's like, no, I've never done neo-traditional stuff. Excuse me? Like, we talked like 3 days ago and you said that you love doing neo-traditional stuff. Like, what? So at this point, I'm nervous because I'm like, okay, so what do I say? Like, do I say like, stop the tattoo half finished? Like, no, I let her finish. When she was done on the line, she decided she wanted to like color it in, and I was like, okay, cool. She's like, what color should I use? I'm like, I don't know. Like, you're the artist. Like, what? Well, look at the colors of my arm and tell me if like you can find colors that kind of match the dark but sometimes bright, whatever, right? I'm just like, just figure it out. She picks the worst colors in the whole world. Like she picks like this dark navy blue, which generally isn't in neo-traditional pieces, and then she picks like this bright red, and she's doing all these colors, and I'm like, what is happening? So after it was done, I was like adrenaline high because of like a new tattoo, and I was like, oh, this is awesome, like new tattoo, blah blah blah. And then I like take the second skin off, and I was like, what did I pay $300 to get? I was a little angry. I blocked her on everything because I was like, oh my gosh, I need to rant about this, but I don't want her seeing my stuff and being like, oh my gosh, I just gave this girl this tattoo, and now she's like ranting about it. But I was just like, okay, so if a client comes up to you and goes, I want a neo-traditional piece, and you haven't done anything neo-traditional, don't be like, oh my gosh, I love neo-traditional. Like, actually be honest with that person and be like, I've never done it, but like, you know, either I'm willing to try and actually like put your heart and soul into it. She straight up lied to me. Was like, no, I love doing neo-traditional stuff. And then halfway through the tattoo, she's like, no, actually, and I've like never done it. And it made me nervous. And at that point, I was fairly broke because I had just gone to school. I was using my last couple of shekels to get this tattoo, and she ruined it. And honestly, I've been to probably 8 or 9 different tattoo artists in my whole life, and like generally they're pretty honest with you. Like if they don't feel comfortable doing something, they just like will tell you like, look, I don't want to do this, and then you just move on and find someone who can. But she never even gave me that option. Like never was like, yeah, actually don't feel comfortable doing this. So I had to just like let it happen to me. What do I do in this situation? Like you just take it, right? Like you're just like, okay, cool, like you're already halfway done, so you might as well just finish it. Anyways, honestly, worst experience. She was nice and she was funny, but like at the same time, it's like I wouldn't go back to her ever. And everyone who's like, have you been to this artist? And I'm like, yeah, but like make sure that she knows that what you're getting is something that she can do, because if she can't do it, then don't go to her. You know, people are like, where did you get your tattoos? And I'm like, I get them here, but don't go to this girl because she doesn't do the style. Go to her if you want like a nice, beautiful floral stuff, because that's what she does. I just needed to rant about it. It was a long time ago now, and I'm over it, but also I feel like people need to know, like, do your research. Find out who your artist is. Honestly, ask them questions. It's totally fine to interview your tattoo artist. That is it. That's all I wanted to talk about. Just wanted to rant really fast, tell you about how this happened to me and how you can avoid it. Thank you so much for watching. I should be back in the next couple of weeks. This is the second week in a row I put out a video. Proud of me for that. And I will see you on the flippity flip. Talk to you. Bye.